Very good everybody, and welcome to another video. This is your favorite funky sim pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko, and I will be your captain for today's flight. Today's flight will be something different. For a change, it's been a while since we've flown the Cessna 414AW Chancellor. It was created by FlySimware. The link is in the video description. You can check it out if you'd like to purchase this airplane. It's a pressurized two-engine aircraft. Can fly quite high. We'll be flying from Germany to Belgium, Lübeck to Liège, for a 1 hour and about 50-minute flight or so. We're using real-world time and real-world weather. Aerosoft simple traffic tool, and today we'll be using two pieces of hardware: the Logitech flight throttle quadrant, as well as the flight radio panel, also by Logitech, to sort of help us out doing everything, getting everything where we need to go. All right. Get the overlay up. So we're parked here at one of the general aviation stands in Lübeck, Germany. As I said, real-world time, real-world weather. And now, when I was preparing for the flight, we were actually sitting in rain. It was quite heavy rain, but now it looks like the rain has gone away, and we are still here. You can see there behind us, the sun has started to come through. So just going to quickly roll up this roll-up secret, then we can get going. I don't think we're actually supposed to be flying inside the airplane, but you know, if you don't tell nobody, I don't tell nobody. You know what I mean? Like we don't kiss and tell. Yeah, so my apologies for that. I was not fully prepared. But here we are then. Looks quite windy actually today. Look at that. Alright, so let's hop on in. So we got the windsock going crazy there. So we got 3, 6, I don't know, 9 to 12 knots of wind it looks like. Right, battery and alternators on. These definitely look a little bit funny. Let's do that again. So let's fetch our flight plan through SimReef. So there's our flight plan. We'll also be using sayintentions.ai for our ATC today. Hopefully they'll do a nice job. That cannot be said all the time, unfortunately. Right, so we have the avionics on, so let's get a little bit of lights going here. It's not the brightest day today. And then let's get our charts so we can find the ATIS information and also the delivery. So ATIS will be 119.930.
O0 Zulu. Arriving and departing runway 25. Wind 185 at 12. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, broken at 700 feet.
That was 12 knots indeed.
Solid overcast at 1600 feet. Temperature 8. Dew point 8. QNH 09 or 9 or 5. Transition level 70. TCAS testing in effect. Maintain vigilance in the approach area. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if traffic service is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information X-ray.
Information X-ray. So we got
Lübeck
pretty much most of it.
Information X-ray.
We got the wind 185 at 12, 1600 overcast, 8 degrees,
Arriving and departing
90,
runway 25.
09 or 905.
At 12. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, broken at 700 feet. Solid overcast at 1600 feet. Temperature 8. Dew point 8.
Alright, so we got that. Now let's also check the OFP, see what route they had in store for us, and also the fuel. Block fuel 322. And then our route will be the Hamburg 2 Kilo out of runway 25. We got a bunch of airways and fixes in between into runway 22 left. So Hamburg 2 Kilo, I think that's what they would call it. So let's see what's going to happen. So Lübeck ground 121.780.
Stand by.
Oh, there it is. Ground Whiskey Papa 812, type is Cessna 414 Alpha Whiskey Chancellor with information X-ray. Request IFR clearance to Liège.
Eurowings 3 Mike Delta, read back correct.
Eurowings 3 Mike Delta, request IFR clearance to Oslo Airport with information Yankee.
Whiskey Papa 812, pass your destination and intentions.
Requesting IFR clearance as filed to Liège.
Stand by, you're number 1. Whiskey Papa 812, clear to Liège via the Hamburg 2 Kilo departure runway 25. Initial climb to 4,000, departure on 120.54 squawk 6444.
Clear to Liège as filed. Initial altitude 4,000 feet, squawk 6444, Whiskey Papa 812. So departing runway 25. 4,000 feet is our initial altitude.
On request, you're number 1.
Alright, so let's set this up. Might actually already have that. Let's just double check here, load procedure.
Whiskey Papa 812, negative, readback, incorrect. Clear to Liège via the Hamburg 2 Kilo departure, runway 25. Initial climb to 4,000. Departure on
Clear to Liège via the Hamburg 2 kilo departure, initial altitude 4,000 feet. Expect departing runway 25, departure on 120.540, squawk 6444, Whiskey Papa 812.
Whiskey Papa 812, read back correct.
Before we start the engines, let's set up the fuel. So the fuel we saw was, I believe, 322 kilograms. 322. Now this aircraft has a little funny computer there.
Lübeck ground, Leipzig at 378 with information Bravo, request IFR clearance to Friedrichshafen. Clear to Friedrichshafen via Rama 1K departure, radar vectors HL023, then as fired. Departure runway 25, initial climb to 5,000, departure on 119.51, squawk 2762, Leipzig at 378.
Clear to Berlin via the Rama 2K departure runway 25, initial climb to 4,000
331, we get a little bit extra, that's
departure
okay.
on 120.554, squawk 6555, reliable 5849.
Ground, good afternoon, Nearings 1275, request IFR clearance to Sylt.
So we'll add an additional 293 to our current fuel. That's great. Let's go 294. And verify. I'm totally not understanding this little computer, I think. Gallons remaining is now 37, so that is not what we wanted. Oh, wait. Turn off the battery, and then it should reset when you press the test button once it's off. I was trying earlier and it reset basically to, now it actually resets to 0, that's pretty cool. But maybe the avionics should have been on for that. Alright, so fill up. Oh, of course, we'll just stand by a second, we have to convert. We had 322 kilograms, that is not the same, obviously, as gallons. So go to your favorite online converter. Just make sure you do not select granulated sugar. Alright, so the kilogram value will be 322. And that should give us 85 gallons.
Lübeck Blankenese ground, BR10 requesting IFR clearance to Karlsruhe Baden Airport with information Romeo.
And we verify.
I'll have your clearance in just a second.
And again, it's just showing 0 for some reason. I don't really understand why.
Lübeck ground, Flug 6 Delta Charlie request IFR clearance to Friedrichshafen. Information Sierra.
Maybe we should hit the enter button there, so let's just do this again real quick. See if we can get this down. So turn it off, press the testing button, turn that socket on again. Should be at 0. Now it's asking for input, so we do not choose fill up, we choose add gallons. And the first one is at 0, so we can leave that. Oops, I actually accidentally clicked that sucker. 0, next will be 8. How much was that? 85. Verify. There we go. 85 gallons. And here it's saying 60. So I was doing that, I was watching the wrong thingy there. So 85 gallons. $84. It's a bit of a drag with this slider, but it does work ultimately. That's 86. Cool. Now we're taking 6 passengers with us today. Let's put them in. There, we have people in the back. Let's also have our co-pilot.
Ground data India Echo Tango Bravo. Request IFR clearance to Bremen. What information, Quebec?
Right, I think we can ask for push and start now.
While I grab the paperwork.
Later, Hanover via the Han 1 Kilo departure, departing runway 25, initial climb to 4000, departing on 120.54, squawking 1441. Papa Air.
Zero 995. That would be 2938. There it goes. So we'll climb initially to 4,000 feet. The rain has returned. Alright, so let's see if we can get our pushback and start clearance. Let's have a look. Runway 25. Well, it's going, we'll have to backtrack, so Charlie, go to the end of the runway. Alright. Ground Whiskey Papa 812, request push and start. Push start approved to Whiskey Papa 812. Alright, so let's start this sucker up. And cruising altitude today. Flight level 180. That won't do a single thing if we do not open our fuel tanks. Well, let's try it again, shall we? That's engine number 1 and 2. frequency, so that will be probably Charlie onto the runway, and then we backtrack from Charlie. And departure frequency was 120540. Ground Whiskey Papa 812 information, X-ray request taxi.
Whiskey Papa 812, runway 25, taxi via Zulu 1, Charlie.
Runway 25 via Zulu 1, Charlie. Whiskey Papa 812. So would that be Zulu 1? Or this is still Zulu 1, I guess. Let's see. I'm not quite sure now. Let's take the right exit there. It'll just be like that. Alright, so I think then we
Lübeck, ground Lufthansa 2 Bravo Hotel, request IFR clearance to Geneva with information of car.
1 second while I
so
grab
the
the paperwork.
temperature in the cabin currently is okay, but we'll get a lot colder in a little bit. So taxi lights on. I guess we might need our prop anti-ice. Cabin heat after departure. A little bit of trim. Well, let's do flaps 15. I have to turn on our radio as well, and we put in our squawk 6444. And let's keep going. So parking brake released. See the brake works. Brake and steering work. So continue taxi. That's not good. Ground Whiskey Papa 812, we accidentally turned into Alpha. Can we turn around and get ourselves into Zulu 1 Charlie?
Whiskey Papa 812, approved. Turn around and proceed to Zulu 1, Charlie.
No, it would be nice if we do not get ourselves onto the grass here. But I don't think we'll succeed without getting our nose gear into the grass. Look at that. Oh, what a shame. Right, so nobody saw that. We can already feel the pull of the wind.
Lübeck ground, good day, Ryanair 6 November Juliet, IFR to Lima Echo Mike Golf, with information Sierra on board, ready to copy the clearance.
I'll grab that clearance. Give me just a minute.
Lübeck ground, good day, Ryanair 2 Foxtrot Papa, IFR to Lima Echo Papa Alpha, with information uniform on board, ready to copy the clearance.
Ground, Whiskey Papa 812, holding short runway 25.
Contact tower on 128.705 for departure. Clearance.
128.705, Whiskey Papa 812. So the departure was 120540. Tower Whiskey Papa 812, holding short runway 25.
Whiskey Papa 812, Lübeck Tower, runway 25, winds 180 at 12, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 25, Whiskey Papa 812. Red landing lights. And actually I don't think we need to backtrack. We can just probably use this takeoff, this length here.
Good evening, Tower. Baba Air is holding short runway 25, requesting IFR clearance for departure to Echo Delta Delta Victor. We're off to the Ham 1 kilo departure. Departing runway 25, initial climbing to 4,000, departure 1205, for squawking 1441, requesting departure clearance.
Definitely a lot of wind coming from our left. Here's takeoff. Not quite enough power, is it? Let's get the gear up. Let's turn the autopilot on. GPS, vertical speed 1000 feet per minute. And our gear is up and flaps are up. Departure on 120.54, Whiskey Papa 812, bye bye. Departure Whiskey Papa 812, we are climbing through 1300 feet for 4,000 and we are 1 nautical mile from Hotel Lima 021.
Identified. Climb flight level 050. Turn left heading 245. Vectors to Hamburg. Dennis filed. Eurowing 66 Mike. Contact Hamburg Tower on 121.28.
Left heading 245. Climb 050 to Hamburg. Dennis filed with Papa 812.
Correction on 121.28. Number 6550 is established glide path island 23.
Contact Bremen radar on 127.675.
127.675, Whiskey Papa 812. Bremen radar, Whiskey Papa 812. With you climbing through 3,400 for 5,000 feet. We are 13.3 nautical miles from Hamburg.
Whiskey Papa 812, Bremen radar identified. Good afternoon, Lübeck, QNH 9905.
9905, Whiskey Papa 812. No clue what that is.
Whiskey Papa 812, negative, read back incorrect. Cleared to Liège via the Hamburg 2 kilo departure, then as filed. Departure runway 25, initial climb 4,000, departure on 120.54, squawk 6444.
That's a very old message he's responding to. You see the cabin climate is really getting a lot lower now. Let's turn up the heat back there.
Radar, scan 158, flight level 340. Pro scan 158. Lufthansa 830, roger. Lufthansa 830, contact Bremen radar on 125.3.
So 9 nautical miles from the Hamburg VOR. And then we can fly as filed, so I think we'll just have to hold at 5,000 for now until they clear us for a different altitude. I think some bit more moisture here. So we got Deborah with us today. How are you doing, Deborah?
Whiskey Papa 812, please expedite your climb to flight level 180.
Climb flight level 180, Whiskey Papa 812. I never heard the initial request actually, so let's go, 180. Vertical speed, let's do 800 feet per minute. Excuse me.
Changing frequency to signal the power on
There's our landing line.
3.255.
Beautiful.
Goodbye.
Everybody's still okay there in the back? Alright. We're playing Monopoly. Looks like we might be getting clear of these clouds now. I don't think we'll pierce through there. Camera climate is finally rising. Turn off the windshield. I believe that was it this one? Yes. Didn't we set 85 gallons? And this is not now showing more than 100 gallons remaining.
Hotel Lima 165, Hotel Gidzenko QNH 1020.
Ryanair Niner, Papa Whisky. Something went wrong on this end, and I wasn't able to do the math on the vectoring approach. This has been reported as bug, but you'll need to get yourself to the approach fix. Ryanair Niner, Papa Whisky. Contact Lübeck Tower on 128.705.
705, Ryanair Niner, Papa Whisky.
That lady holding her phone. There she is. Okay, so temperature is back in the green.
Flight level 400. Speedbird 169, radar contact.
And transition altitude was 70, so let's go to 992. We're at 11,000, speed a little below 160, about let's say 156, ground speed 142. Let's climb at 700 feet per minute.
Schönen Tag, die Condor 9 Papa Whisky, stand gate 202 Bravo, request IS air clearance to Frankfurt am Main. Do you have my clearance?
ILS approach runway 5, we are on the 51 for approach. Descending to flight level 090, going for 248.
Eurowings 1218, descend and maintain 7,000.
Descending to 3000, for 218.
That's an interesting one. Let's go back inside. So the mixture should be around there, looks like. $13,400. We're 2 miles from STADE, and then comes STADE. Getting a little bit cold inside again. And also the air temperatures are dropping obviously as well, so. $16,700. $70,000. Why is this flashing? Center of gravity out of limit. Uh-oh. Well, maybe some people need to change seats. Comes our left turn to STADE. desired track 205. Alright, so we're at cruising altitude, 18,000.
Radar, good afternoon, Lufthansa 862, maintaining flight level 370.
Lufthansa 862, Bremen Radar identified, good afternoon.
And flight level 080, 45 optimal.
Let's see if we can receive the ATIS for Liège. Digital ATIS 126255. I think we can just use monitor. Yes. But it's not picking up, it looks like, but we're still far out. So we'll just hit that monitor button every now and then. If you take the audio panel, you can see what we're doing basically. So on the COM2 station, actually it's on standby, isn't it? Wait. So now it's active. So you can either go into the audio panel and turn on COM2. If you're not in the audio panel, you still have the monitor 1 and 2 there. You can turn that on and off. But it's not receiving anything yet, since we're still a little bit far out. See what this does for our heat. It's getting in the yellow again. I'll just step off into the galley for a second. So hopefully we do not get a handoff. See if I can monitor in the meantime. I'll be right back.
Romeo Kilo India Tango, Seabird 1 Lima Whiskey. 1 Lima Whiskey, direct to racket approved. Direct racket approved, Seabird 1 Lima Whiskey.
Bremen radar, Ryanair 38 Lima, Quebec, flight level 360.
Ryanair 38 Lima, Quebec, radar contact.
Bremen radar, Air Baltic 2 Mike uniform, flight level 340.
Air Baltic 2 Mike uniform, radar contact.
It looks like we did not miss any handoff. The climate's still a bit coldish, so let's close these so we can crank these up. See if the ATIS is alive. 126-255. Nothing yet. So gallon-wise, we have 30 plus 30, so we have a little over 60 gallons with us. And let's see if we can get, let's go flight plan. See if we can get the weather at Liège, through here, waypoint information, weather data. 230 at 19 knots, so it's still very windy. I'm not sure if it's too much for this plane, but it's too late, we're flying now. Visibility 10, fuel clouds at 800, so that looks like very poor visibility. Scattered at 1000, broken at 1400, 12 degrees, and then we have drizzle rain. They're expecting drizzle rain.
Osprey Tower, Lufthansa 38 Alpha at 06, ready to copy Alpha, clear 1 to London, Gatwick, information 7, Sierra on board. 1 second for that clearance.
The cabin climate's getting into the green again. It's nice. So still following GPS, holding at altitude 18,000, and we're managing our speed ourselves. We have the mixture set at around, what is it, 4? And it dropped RPM a little bit lower as well, and the manifold pressure. And I still still don't know what manifold pressure is. I could not explain it, not even to save my grandmother. So hopefully this knowledge is enough for us to get from A to B. So this girl is actually sitting on the toilet. If you remove this seating underneath, there is actually a toilet in the Cessna 414 AW Chancellor. There's a built-in toilet right there. It's a very nice little feature for a family aircraft, I would think. I'm just not sure how popular that would be for business flights, but hey, if you got to go, you got to go. If there's a code brown, then you can get into action. So total distance to go, 204 nautical miles. So on our way to Basel. And 12.7. Looks all clear of ice, that's good. So these sort of like the icing boots, I think, are really cool, and I think it's this bottom. And you should see them start to inflate. I haven't used it in a while. Doesn't appear to be doing anything. Oh, there actually you can see. And then change back to normal again. Let's see if they have an ILS. That would really help us out. So the wind, let's check our weather again at our destination. Waypoint info, weather data. So we're looking at 230 at 19 knots. So that will be a runway 22 right. We have 2 to left and 2 to right, and we could take both, but or either, actually I should say, not both at the same time. Let's check the charts. So both 2 to left and 2 to right are using localizers and ILS. Here it's saying 2 to left for our approach. So let's get that chart. And that is telling us, what? 109.35 India Lima Golf. So that's the Liège VOR, and that's the India Lima Golf, that's the ILS identifier. Final approach course 223, and then we have the frequency 109.35. So 109.35. And that is in. Final approach course 223. Maybe we can set it. Speed getting, I think, a little bit low.
German Eagle 08, climb and maintain flight level 390. Eagle 08, climb and maintain flight level 390. German Eagle 08, contact Bremen radar on 136.675.
Thinking this would be 223. It's always a challenge to see when it's just a dial like this. So let's get up close and personal. So this would be 210, 215, 220, 205. 215, 220, 205, 225. What the hell, man? I'm not a mathematician, I can tell you that. 21, 215, 220, 225, and then minus 2. Something like that. Actually, the heading we're flying at now would be almost the same. We're at track 205 the whole time. I don't know why it's showing discrepancy there. Because it looks like the backup compass is actually showing us the same. We're at 210, 220, 222. But somehow we're at track 205. So maybe it's to do with wind. So we're tracking 205, but we are heading with our nose to the direction that we're flying. I guess that's what's going on. Now, whoops. Let's not press buttons here for the bad press. Position altitude 4,500, airport elevation 600 feet, 650. Light stop starting 2,500 and the minimum decision altitude.
6 Juliet Juliet, request to maintain 170.
6 Juliet Juliet, maintain flight level 170.
Maintaining 170, 6 Juliet Juliet.
Let's go with
Roger,
the most constricting one, 315. Let's test that sucker. And that works. So 171 nautical miles to go, and we are now at 18,000. So let's say we want to lose 16,000. That is 16 times 3. So 6 and 3 is 18 plus 30, 48. Let's say 58 nautical miles before Echo Bravo Lima Golf. We will start descending. Now let's go. Procedure. So we have the Lima November Oscar 6 X-ray for 22 left. That is all now. So we'll probably get vectors from there. So the all now VOR Al-Hoof. Approach ILS 22 left. Vectors. We just load the approach, that's all.
Bremen radar, good afternoon, this is Lufthansa 830 at flight level 350.
Let's get some heating on again. You can see we're hitting some more clouds.
Flight level 450 24. German Eagle 2, Bremen radar, roger.
No ATIS yet. So at all no max 250 knots, and we have a altitude restriction there. So after all no, we have that here. doesn't quite look like it. So, one of the goals in the machine, the throttle quadrants, if you look at the red levers for the mixture, you can see they're sort of jumping around a little bit, and even sometimes you can hear them click when they, like this, you know. So I probably should enter some no zone or something, some dead zone, whatever it's called. As you can see and hear, sometimes it just keeps twitching. There's a lot of clouds in the sky today, even at our cruising KC-1000. Temperature is finally stable in the green. I think that's the top of the descent right there. Not sure. I think it should say TOD on the GPS as well.
Whiskey Papa 812, contact Bremen radar on 133.725.
Bremen radar on 133.725, Whiskey Papa 812, bye-bye. Get our position. Bremen radar, Whiskey Papa 812, flight level 180, and we are 12.5 nautical miles from Domjo.
Whiskey Papa 812, Bremen radar, identified. Good afternoon.
So it's interesting to see what the wind is doing. So we're actually following this track here, but our nose is to the right. Such a beautiful little airplane, this man.
Good afternoon, Diego. Fusicon English Space, descending flight level 200 and is on Norco.
Airfield 361, Bremen radar identified. Good afternoon.
129.3, Whiskey Papa 812. Bremen radar, Whiskey Papa 812, at flight level 180. And our position, we are 4.7 nautical miles from Domjo.
Whiskey Papa 812, Langen radar identified. Good afternoon.
Flight level 100, 6 Juliet, Juliet.
6 Juliet, Juliet. Descend flight level 070.
Descend flight level 070, 6 Juliet, Juliet. Left 055, 6 Juliet, Juliet.
Temperature in the cabins holding in the green, that's nice. So they won't starve, they won't freeze to death in the back or get boiled alive. Up next, Hotel Mike, you are not sure which one that is. Han. So it's really interesting to see that we're following the track 223, but that actually our nose is pointing a little bit more to the right, obviously due to the wind.
Whiskey Papa 812, Langen radar, expect the 006 X-ray arrival, expect to descend in about 20 minutes.
Expect the 006 X-ray arrival, and we'll expect to descend in about 20 minutes. Whiskey Papa 812, thank you. See if we get the 8s on our COM 2.
500 feet.
Lufthansa 5 Yankee November, Langen radar, contact Dutch Wheel on 120.83.
Dew point 10. QNH 1008.
120.83. Lufthansa 5 Yankee November.
Hotel office here at hotel, ready for IFR clearance to Berlin with information kilo.
Give me just a minute. Arriving and departing runways 22 left, 22 right. Wind 235 at 18. Visibility 10. Sky conditions. View at 1,000 feet. Scattered at 1500 feet. Broken at 240.
Alright, so definitely lots of clouds going on there. We have the QNH 1008, position level 60. Let's listen again now that it's quiet for a moment.
1008. Transition level 60, advise on course heading, altitude, and if traffic service is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact, you have information Yankee. Liège Airport, information Yankee. 1250 Zulu. Arriving and departing runways 22 left, 22 right. Wind 235 at 18. Visibility 10. Sky conditions. View at 1,000 feet. Scattered at 1500 feet. Broken at 2400 feet. Temperature 12. Dew point 10. QNH 1008. Transition level 60, advise on course heading.
Alright, so we got the information, wind 235 at 18 knots, that's quite a lot. Visibility 10, and there's a couple of clouds at 1,000 and 1,500 and around 4,000 I believe, or no, 2,500. QNH 1008, transition level 60.
Langen radar, default 361, in your airspace, climbing flight level 370.
EBLG, Langen radar, good afternoon.
Now at Hotel Mike on our way to Domek. Now this plane is perfectly capable of flying ILS, standard ILS approaches. So,
Air Cairo 2980, contact Düsseldorf approach on 128.655.
128.655 for Air Cairo 2980. Good day.
right, so they'll start descending us in about 10 minutes, I think. And the first constraint we will meet is 12,000 feet at Arkady. So fuel-wise, we're burning quite some fuel now. We got about 40 gallons of fuel left. This one's thinking it's a different number for some reason. So this little fuel computer is like, it is not linked to the actual fuel on board. So it doesn't know anything. It only knows what you tell it. So you tell it, this is the amount of fuel we have, then you better make sure it's correct. Fortunately, we do still have the gauges here, so we can just eyeball it and see that we're at about 40 gallons of fuel remaining, a little over. Now the local QNH was 1008. So waypoint information, weather data. 1008, that would be 2977 for our little dial there. Just noting just noting this down. We don't need it yet. We transition out to the 6,000 feet for Liège. Because this altimeter only sets in inches of mercury and not in hectopascal. So try to keep our fuel flow down a little bit. Now on our way to IRBUP, 10.5 miles. So we can expect 80 knots of wind. I'm not sure if that's a little bit too much for this aircraft. I'm sure it's around its limit. So after ERBUP we'll get Abami. NEREL, and then we should start descending to 12,000. So this PMS 530, I believe it's called. It gives you the I always forget the name, the 750 I think it is. It's really nice. So if you just do click back, you get the static map view. But you can just click and just drag and like add waypoints if you want and everything. It's really cool. And if you get lost, you just do back and you're back at the static view. And on this side you will have you can set the flight plan and everything. There's some other things. You can have charts. It's a pretty versatile little GPS. And I believe it's like 50 euros for a lifetime, or maybe even 70, I'm not sure. But at some point I was like, yeah, sure man, I'm going to be needing that. Just add this to my list of expenses for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Why not? Right, coming up to ERBUP.
View at 1,000 feet. Scattered at 1,500 feet. Broken at 2,400 feet.
Broken at 2,400.
Dew point 10. QNH 1008. Transition level 60. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if traffic service is requested. Read back all runway, hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact, you have information Yankee.
Okay, so we're still in information Yankee, so nothing has changed. Right, so we're turning now for Abami. What's our fuel doing? Let's go slow, still a little over 40 gallons. These are like these oval-shaped windows. They look so cute, man. Look at that. Now, what would be really nice is you could actually like close the little curtains. If you go on the back, you can use the little table and everything. That's pretty neat. But I would just totally love it if you could actually like close the curtains and everything and just take a nap in there while it's raining outside. Right, Abami coming up, and then NEREL, at which we will start our descent most likely. And if we look at, let's go back, distance to go 93 nautical miles. We're at 18,000, let's say we want to do 16,000,
Flight level 070, 6 Juliet Juliet.
So I believe we came at
left heading
680,
065
48, say 58 knots per hour. We should start on descent.
Vectors for the approach, 6 Juliet Juliet.
6 Juliet Juliet, contact Monster Tower on 129.805.
So 80 knots of wind upon landing. Curious to see if she's going to, how she's going to perform. Probably just get blown off the runway. Yeah, so this is the flight simulator Cessna 414AW Chancellor. Pressurized, fully pressurized aircraft. We pressurized the cabin for 18,000 feet, as you can see right there. And then this one has one window shield, windshield heating, only for the pilot flying. You can also see like the elements here attached to the window. This is actually glass, and the other window is not glass, it's more like a plexiglass kind of thing. And this one does not have the window heating installed, but the main window, if you will, does. Let's not be blinded too much by the top layer of the clouds. NEREL coming up.
KLM 20 Juliet, contact Dutch Mill info on 132.35.
132.35 for KLM 20 Juliet.
And then probably we can expect vectors for the runway 22 left. The final approach course will be 223 degrees, 109.35. We have 109.35 in the nav1. Oh man, this thing is getting in the way. Around there should be 223 degrees. See if we can get a little close here. Let's keep it like that. So now we're just waiting for our descent. NEREL will be in 27 nautical miles. Ground speed 137. And yeah, let's land the Cessna 404 Chancellor again. A really cool little airplane. And the most beautiful thing, it has a toilet in the back. Right now there's someone sitting on it, on the seat, but this seat can turn into a toilet. You just remove the cushion here and there is a toilet underneath. So that's going to be some fun cruising. We already set our transition, not the transition, the decision altitude around 300 feet. We have the local QNH converted, 1008, that will be to 977, but the transition altitude is 6000, so we don't have to change it in another 12,000 feet. But once we do, we'll have to know what to set it at. So runway 22 left.
Information Yankee. Liège Airport. Information Yankee. 12500.
So still an information Yankee.
Departing runways 22 left, 22 right.
So general aviation apron is in the north-east of the airport. So after touchdown, we'll vacate to the right, like we're Charlie 3, cross runway 22 right, get the self-control, what is this? Not have a name? Echo. Okay, so the fuel, still fueling, looking good.
Flagging radar, was there 9er 079er, flight level 340.
We send in a 079er radar contact.
I'm going to break up post and 42 Alpha, request for the descent to 100 south. To radar post and 42 Alpha, negative request 8,000 feet.
Post 42 Alpha, contact Amsterdam radar on 118.805.
118.805, post and 42 Alpha.
We're now 71.7 nautical miles from the airport, and in about 58 we should start descending. So that will indeed be around the time we reach NEREL. So up here the weather looks nice and bright. I'm thinking below this layer of clouds it's going to look gloomy and moist, wet, dark, grey, brown. That's the fun about flying. You fly over the weather and there's nothing going on. Except maybe some turbulence. Fuel flow 14.7 it says here. Our fuel is looking okay. And I hope that's not my simulator crashing. Phew. That was scary. I was just hanging there for a second. Alright, let me quickly get to the galley and get a fresh iced tea. I'll be right back.
Virgin 301, radar contact. Magic Sun 1871, contact Düsseldorf, approach on 128.655.
128.655 for Magic Sun 1871.
Langen Radar, Lufthansa 1 Whiskey Tango, flight level 340.
Lufthansa 1 Whiskey Tango, radar contact.
6 Juliet, Juliet, turn right heading 075.
So I don't think we missed anything.
075, 6 Juliet, Juliet. Left heading 065, 6 Juliet, Juliet.
6 Juliet, Juliet, turn right heading 095.
Start up Skydoll in the background so she can start recording the descent and ultimately the landing, final approach and landing. And hopefully after this landing we'll have something nice to look at on the channel in the landing replays playlist. There's currently about, I don't know, 72 videos in there on the landing playlist alone. In total, I believe it's like 420 videos or something. Like, it's getting crazy high. So yeah, we're just standing by now for our descent clearance. NEREL is coming up in 6.5 miles.
Whiskey Papa 812, cleared OL no 6 X-ray, arrival into Liège. When you're ready to begin your descent, flight level 140.
When ready, descent, flight level 140, Whiskey Papa 812 with the NEREL no 6 X-ray arrival. So how far are we? 6-1. Yeah, so let's just start descending now. 14,000. Well, go 14,000 to dial it in. And let's go vertical speed. Let's go 1,000 feet per minute.
Eurowings 725, climb, flight level 320.
Langen Radar, please disregard flight level 320, Eurowings 725.
Lufthansa 8 Papa, Langen Radar, identified. Good afternoon.
Whiskey Papa 812, descent, flight level 100.
Descent flight level 100, Whiskey Papa 812. You can see now that we're descending immediately, the outside air temperature gets a little warmer, and our heating is a little bit too much. So it's getting a little bit hot inside the cabin. Outside air temperature.
Papa 812, descent flight level 060.
Descent flight level 060, Whiskey Papa 812. Well, it's taking us down all the way, man. We're slow, but okay. 6,000. Let's also stand by to get vectors.
Papa 812, contact Liège approach on 119.28.
Liège approach on 119.28, Whiskey Papa 812, bye-bye. Liège approach, Whiskey Papa 812, we are descending through 14,700 for 6,000 feet, and we are 23 nautical miles from Arkady.
Whiskey Papa 812, Liège approach identified. Good afternoon, cleared prior Garage 1 Alpha transition. Expect the ILS runway 22 left approach into Liège.
Expect ILS 22 left approach into Liège, Whiskey Papa 812. Fuel is looking okay. Let's see if we can expedite our descent, 1500 feet per minute. So 6,000 feet is transition altitude as well. So once we reach that, we go to 977 on the altimeter. See if there's a weather update.
Bell 60 advise on course heading, altitude, and if traffic service is requested. Read Bedhall runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact, you have information Yankee.
Still on Yankee. The tower frequency 118.13. 108.130. So descending 1500 feet per minute. Speed is definitely getting a little bit higher there, but still manageable. We'll just keep monitoring that. And it's getting a lot hotter inside the cabin. So 10,400 is still on the landing lights. And check the animation on the landing lights. Look, they're coming out like that. How cool is that, man? Also getting ready to hit some clouds. So let's turn on the prop anti-ice and also the windshield heat. We have not attracted any ice during the flight, fortunately. Whoops, that looks like a little bit of turbulence.
Lufthansa 2 Mike, Charlie contact Köln Tower on 124.908.
124.908 for Lufthansa 2 Mike Charlie. Good day.
So the glide slope starts 2,500 feet. Let's go down to 1,000 feet per minute. Try to keep our speed under control. It's looking good. 190.
Liège, November 33 Sierra, requesting airflow clearance to Gatwick.
1 second while I grab the paperwork.
Clear to come the clouds.
Clear to London Gatwick via the stop, 1 right departure. Departure runway 4 right, initial climb to 6,000, departure 119.28, squawk 3747.
World Express 901 Kilo, contact Brussels Control on 125.0.
Transavia 68 November contact. Eindhoven Tower on 122.1.
122.1, Transavia 68 November.
So we're at 6,000 now, so let's not fall out of the sky. Some of these in the ESB all of a sudden turned off. Are we out of battery? It's a new one.
Maintaining 2000, 265. For Triple S 28.
Triple Air 28, contact Brussels Control on 131.1.
Brussels Control 131.1 for Triple S 28. Good day.
Here's departure Oscar Oscar Zulu Oscar Echo. Contact for IFS flight to Echo Tango November Golf.
That DME is coming alive on the localizer. That would be in a straight line.
Juliet Tango 2000, 4000. UT7 Juliet Tango, radar contact. Climb and maintain 11, 1000.
Definitely some turbulence going on here.
Eurowings 8 Hotel Papa contact Düsseldorf Tower on 118.305.
118.305 to Eurowings 8 Hotel Papa.
UT7 Juliet Tango contact Brussels departure on 126.63.
Over to Brussels departure on 126.63, UT7 Juliet Tango.
Delivery, FedEx 9083 requesting sound check. Please delivery FedEx 9083 on span 29 Echo on type 777 freighter with information Kilo requesting an IFR clearance to Oakley International.
I'll have your clearance in just a second.
Clear to Oakley International, departure Blood 9 Sierra, NS file, departure runway 22 left, climb and maintain 4,000 feet, and departure frequency is at 118.28, squawk 3544, FedEx 9083.
Eurowings 27 Tango contact Köln Tower on 124.8.
124.8 for Eurowings 27 Tango, good day.
Eurowings 62 Alpha contact Düsseldorf Tower on 118.305.
118.305 for Eurowings 62 Alpha.
So how do you recharge this tablet then?
Papa 812, direct Alhuf. Descent altitude 3000. Cleared for the ILS runway 22 left approach. Praia Grande 1 Alpha transition.
Descent altitude 3000 and go direct to Alhuf, Whiskey Papa 812. Let's also start descending, vertical speed, 1000 feet per minute, 12.5 nautical miles.
Liège departure, Oscar, Romeo, Charlie Foxtrot with you, 2000, climbing for flight level 060. Left 110 for radar vectors to Whisky and climbing flight level 220. Romeo, Charlie Foxtrot.
Romeo Charlie Foxtrot, contact Brussels Control on 131.1.
Switching Brussels Control 131.1 for Romeo Charlie Foxtrot. Good day.
10 miles out. Let's also get the taxi lights. And see if we can expedite our descent a little bit. Go 1500.
Eurowings 8 Yankee contact Köln Tower on 124.9 Nina 8.
Switching to Cone Tower on 124.9 Eurowings 8 Yankee.
So 4,000 feet, we got 1,000 to go. Let's go back to 1,000 feet per minute. So the speed doesn't rise too much. There she's coming back. Watch the feathers, they're at quite low setting now. So altimeter 2977. So we're at 3000. Go flaps 1.
Flight level 080, Romeo Charlie Foxtrot. We'll contact Brussels Control 131.1, Romeo Charlie Foxtrot. Whiskey Papa 812, contact Liège Tower on 118.13.
118.13. Whiskey Papa 812. Liège Tower, Whiskey Papa 812 at 3,000 feet for ILS 22 left. We're 3.4 nautical miles from the localizer.
Whiskey Papa 812, Liège Tower identified.
localizer. Drop the gear. And it's probably not going to work, the airport is right here.
Yeah, correction, short final runway 4, right.
Localizer capture.
Romeo Charlie Foxtrot, contact ground on 121.9015.
121.9015, Romeo Charlie Foxtrot, have a good day.
This tower we're captured by the localizer, but we are at 3,000 feet overhead.
Whiskey Papa 812, descend altitude 2,000 feet for the ILS approach runway 22 left, QNH 1008.
Descend 2,000 feet for 22 left, Whiskey Papa 812. So they could have given us early warning. It's not helping at all. Go gear up. Flaps 1. Tower with hip up 812 going missed approach.
Papa 812, execute missed approach procedure. Contact approach on 119.28.
119.28, Whiskey Papa 812. Clears approach, Whiskey Papa 812, missed approach.
Whiskey Papa 812, identified. Execute missed approach. Give me 1 second.
Departure, Oscar, Romeo Charlie Foxtrot with you, 2,500, climbing level 060. Climbing flight level 060 direct at 1 of 013, Romeo Charlie Foxtrot. Flight level 210, Romeo Charlie Foxtrot.
Doing missed approach. They vectored us in way too tight and we ended up overhead of the airport. The fuel flow is getting the fuel is getting a little bit low. this is not the greatest place to be in, so let's do this go around and settle down. Let's go direct to Aloe. Excuse me. Liège approach, Whisky Papa 812, turning direct to Aloe. Go flaps up, get a little bit more speed.
Climb via the seat, Pavilion 3505.
Cobina 3505, contact Brussels Control on 125.0.
Brussels Control on 125.0, Pavilion 3505.
So we are definitely getting low on fuel now.
Good evening, Pavilion 3505, with information uniform. Request flight clearance to Budapest.
We got about 20 gallons left.
Departure Delta Romeo Golf Yankee Juliet 2000 for 4000.
Delta Romeo Golf Yankee Juliet, radar contact. Climb and maintain 13-13,000.
Up to 13-13,000, Delta Romeo Golf Yankee Juliet. Departure Ryanair 27 Hotel Hotel 2000 for 4000.
Ryanair 27 Hotel Hotel, radar contact. Climb and maintain 13-13,000.
Climb 13-13,000, Ryanair 27 Hotel Hotel.
Ryanair 27 Hotel Hotel contact. Brussels departure on 126.63.
Over to Brussels departure on 126.63, Ryanair 27 Hotel Hotel.
Thanks for reaching Aloe. The Liège approach, Whisky Papa 812, it's at 3,000 feet, reaching Aloe right now.
Whisky Papa 812, roger, maintain 3,000 feet. Continue approach as filed.
Maintain 3,000, continue approach as filed. Whisky Papa 812. Let's go, heading mode. And we just set the sucker down whether A2C is working with us or not.
Depart Lima Echoes per 2,000 feet. Baron Echo Oscar, Liège departure identified. Climb flight level 060, vectors to Bruno, then on navigation.
Liège departure. Climb flight level 060, vector to Bruno, then on navigation, Lima Echo Oscar. Expect ELS runway 29 approach into Antwerp, Lima Echo Oscar.
Here's approach Whiskey Papa 812, 3000 feet. Request vectors to intercept localizer 22 left.
Whiskey Papa 812, turn left heading 220 to intercept localizer 22 left.
220, Whiskey Papa 812. So it's 8 miles, that's a little bit short, I think. Let's see if we can do it.
Beeline 9 and Sierra Whiskey contact. Brussels Tower on 118.605.
118.605 for Beeline 9 and Sierra Whiskey.
Switch over to the localizer.
Whiskey Papa 812, contact Liège Tower on 118.13.
Tower 118.13, bye-bye. Yes, Tower Whiskey Papa 812, we are doing a second attempt. We are at 8.3 knots from the localizer 22 left, altitude 2,900.
Whiskey Papa 812, Liège Tower, roger, continue approach runway 22 left, winds 230 at 18.
Continue approach 22 left, Whiskey Papa 812. Standing by to intercept the localizer now.
812, roger. Continue approach runway 22 left.
Continue approach 22 left, Whiskey Papa 812. Localizer capture. Tower Whiskey Papa 812 established 22 left. Let's arm the approach. Drop the gear with 6.4 nautical miles.
Whiskey Papa 812, runway 22 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, 22 left, Whiskey Papa 812. Flaps 2. Excuse me. Range 5.2 miles. The right slope capture. Getting nice and low there. no visual yet. Range 4.0 miles. There's a runway.
Runway 4 right, clear to land. Feedback flight will do.
So the aircraft is perfectly capable of flying ILS approach, as you can see, and definitely not a luxury situation looking at today's weather. I mean, look at that. Flaps full. And then let's disengage the autopilot. If I can make the red button. There it goes. So 18 knots of wind. There's a runway. Position altitude 300 feet, but we already have the visual, so we can just continue. Just wait for the touchdown zone. Pulling back on the power a little bit. Too bad about the plane in front of us there. Alright. Settle down. That's a bouncy landing. Whoops, are we going to make this, man? I think we're down. Welcome to Liège, everybody. Flaps up.
Switching to ground, good day to you. Romeo Charlie Foxtrot. You just cleared me into 22 left. Requesting 22 left.
Romeo Charlie Foxtrot, welcome to Liège. Contact ground on 121.9015. Whiskey Papa 812, welcome to Liège. Contact ground on 121.9015.
121.9015, Whiskey Papa 812. Ground Whiskey Papa 812, runway 22 left, vacated.
Whiskey Papa 812, Liège ground, taxi to apron P0 stand via Charlie 2, hold short of runway 4 right, then Sierra 2, Alpha, Zulu 6. Good day.
I'm not going to copy what he's saying. So it was a shame that the aircraft sitting there on the runway. sure what's happening to the ground textures here. Let's not go there. Let's just settle down here and call it a flight. That's it. Okay, brake set. Right, I think we're actually here. We did not die.
Liège, ground, good morning. This is Oscar Romeo and Charlie Foxtrot with current information. We are IFR to Lima Foxtrot Bravo Kilo, request clearance. Clearance on request, you're number 1. Clear to Lima Foxtrot Bravo Kilo after departure, flying radar vector to Primo. Departure runway is 4 right, initial climb flight level 067, departure on 119.28, squawking 1521 for Romeo Charlie Foxtrot. Romeo Charlie Foxtrot, read back correct.
Alright guys, that's it. Thank you very much for checking. I hope you find the fuel cooling bags in the back after this landing. And I will see you all at the next video. Bye bye.